Right, okay.
So we're still at Caterpillars, and sitting opposite now is Esme. Now you've got a village T-shirt on, so do you work at the village centre as well?
I don't work there as such. I'm a peer supporter, recently trained as peer supporter, so I help facilitate the group there on a Friday. So I sort of alternate between here and the village.
So can you tell me what times the groups are on and where they are, so people can come along and find support when they need it?
We have the group here, which is Best Friends, on a Tuesday morning between 10 and 11:30, and at the Village Children's Centre on a Friday morning between 11 and 12. And they're both just drop-in groups, so you're welcome just to call in any time, whether you're here for 5 minutes, the full time, whatever you like, really.
Excellent. And what's your experience? You're wrestling with your little girl who doesn't want to play, does she? She wants to go off on her own. What's your experience of breastfeeding?
Well, I had quite a few problems feeding her at the start. She was only very small when she was born. She was £5.13. So obviously her weight was a big issue. I had always hoped to breastfeed for sort of as long as I could. That was always my plan. But I didn't have anybody in my family that had breastfed, so I sort of no experience of it at all. And so yeah, we had a few problems, and she was born on Christmas Eve, so trying to sort of find help and support from the groups and things between Christmas and New Year was quite difficult. But fortunately we found the group on the Friday at the village when she was 2 weeks old. We started going there, and it was just having somebody to listen to me when I'm sort of saying this isn't working sometimes, or I'm so tired, or I'm worried about her weight. Just literally the support, really, a lot of the time. Some of it was also sort of practical advice on better positions to sort of sit in that might help her latch on better, and things like that. But as I say, it's mostly just having other mums around you that are in the same boat as you or have been in the same boat as you, because that's part of the problem. You come in, you're absolutely shattered, you're worrying about everything, and it's really nice just to sit down and talk to other mums and share that.
What's your daughter called?
Evie.
Was Evie early?
No, she was 2 days over actually, so yeah, we'd actually expected her Christmas Eve, hence she's called Evie, but no, she was just very little. We don't know why, just the way she came out.
Now I'm hearing a lot of the women that I've spoken to over the last couple of days have said, it wasn't good to start with and I just needed that support and positioning. Is that what most women find when they start to breastfeed?
I don't know if I'd say most women, possibly a lot of the mums that I have met because they are at the groups, but no, not everyone. There seems to be, that's going to sound like I'm sort of trying to worry everyone that breastfeeding is always difficult. It's not always. Plenty of mums manage to do it, no problem. But it's basically sort of saying that there is help out there if you do have a problem with it. If you don't have a problem with it, you're still welcome to come along to these groups, and share your experience.
So why is it good to breastfeed? What's the point of breastfeeding? Why is it good to do that and not just, rely on a bottle?
I can only say, in my opinion, my experience, it's good to breastfeed because obviously the health benefits of the baby, which I think a lot of people are aware of. It's so nutritionally balanced. It's every day that you feed your child helps lengthen those benefits. It's good for the ability to sort of be able to sit there and spend some time with your child, nice and relaxed. Obviously, you can do that with a bottle still.
What about the health benefits for the mum? What health benefits are there?
The health benefits for the mum, there's the reduced risk of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, the reduced risk later in life of osteoporosis. That's one of the main ones. There can be, not in my case, but there can be the benefit of the weight reduction that can help sort of drop off a bit quicker. And to the baby, I think it's just it reduces the risks of things like asthma, the chances of them catching colds and ear infections. It can help prevent child obesity later on. I can't even it's just such an extreme list. I can't really remember the most of them now.
So what are the top tips that you would give somebody who you would meet, say you've got a new mum dropping in here or a pregnant mum dropping in here and is considering doing breastfeeding? What sort of top tips would you give her?
I think really the only top tip I could give, just one top tip, would be that if you do have a problem with breastfeeding, there is help out there. You don't have to do it on your own. It doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to hurt or any of these things, because I do hear a lot of mums that come in and say, oh, well, I've been told by my friend that that's just the way it is, or even their health visitors quite often, oh, well, you know, it can hurt sometimes. It doesn't have to be like that. And there is help out there. There are these groups available. You know, your midwife can put you in touch with people. That would be my top tip, that if you are thinking about it and it doesn't work out as you would hope, there is help out there and you can overcome it.
Do people worry about where they can breastfeed? Can they breastfeed in public, and is that a concern, that people think they don't want to really expose themselves in front of people that they don't know? Is that a concern, or does that happen? Do people just think, oh right, I'm going to breastfeed and I'll just do it anywhere?
It is a big concern. I think it was something that I was quite worried about as well. I think you get more confident later on, and that's another reason why I think it's quite nice to sort of to come and meet some of these mums at the groups and see that actually it's not, you don't have to sit there, it's not as exposed in public as people might think. And quite often I've seen people come into groups and not even realise, they start talking to some of the mums, not even realise that they're actually feeding their baby. They think they're just having a cuddle with them, and it's not a big thing, and it is something that I think is really important, that mums should feel comfortable in doing it in public, and it is accepted, as in, you know, you can't be turned away from a place because you're breastfeeding. You know, that's illegal, and there are quite a few places in town, you know, shops that you can go and sit and feed that have special areas, Debenhams and Boots. They're not always the most comfortable places, but there are places there. But every mum should feel that they are able just to sit down in a coffee shop, nice and relaxed, and feed their child without worrying about what other people are doing. And I have to say, you're probably more self-conscious as a new mum breastfeeding for the first time, than, you know, and you're probably more aware of it than anybody else is around you.
That's important, isn't it? Because it's those scary bits when you are a new mum, the thought of going out anywhere, doing anything. Have you got enough nappies and wipes and all the rest of it, to let alone then have to worry about the actual feeding aspect as well? So that's really reassuring. So can you just tell me again where people can come to get support?
We have the Caterpillars group here on a Tuesday morning between 10 and 11:30, and it's located sort of next to, behind the Moor Hall Primary School, on Chart Road.
And where else?
And at the Village Children's Centre, which is in Denmark Street in Folkestone as well, and that is on a Friday morning between 10 and 12.
Thank you very much.